Are your players headed to Thundertree? Let's talk about how you can make that a memorable experience for all of them by running Venomfang like a boss. Do we still say that? Like a boss? Is that still a thing? In Lost Mine of Phandelver, there are a lot of great plot points that I've covered in previous videos. The center point, however, is the young green dragon, Venomfang. Nailing part of Venomfang is crucial. Any experience with a dragon should be a memorable one. This is doubly important if you have a group of new players where this might actually be their very first encounter with a dragon. Dragons are, after all, half the name of this game. Now, before we dive in on how you can run Venomfang really effectively, I want to give a big thanks to Reddit user Brosekis. His write-up on running Venomfang was a huge inspiration for this entire video. So great job, dude. Thank you very much. Green dragons are cunning master manipulators, even the young ones. They dabble in politics and intrigue, and they strive to gain as much power as possible with as little work as possible. Being consummate liars and masters of double talk, they speak in circles and they toy with their prey, and they lure them into a false sense of security right before they move in for the kill. This means that when your party enters Venomfang's lair, either unaware or forewarned, he isn't going to move in to slaughter them right away. He's going to play with them first. Remember, above all, Venomfang is cunning. He's got an intelligence of 16 and a deception bonus of +5. Use that to his advantage. Regardless of whether your party is shouting war cries and waving their swords or dropping to their knees in supplication, Venomfang wants them to be comfortable. He wants them to be complacent, and preferably all bunched together in a tight little space. When the party first enters the lair, Venomfang is going to be hidden in a high spot within some foliage that's been overtaking the tower. Go ahead and roll his stealth against the party's passive perception. If nobody notices him, go ahead and have the party explore around a little bit. After they've looked around or somebody notices him, go ahead and have Venomfang emerge from his hiding spot and slowly and cautiously climb down to meet with the party. He speaks smoothly and calmly and promises peace and parley if they would just stay their hand for a moment. They have his word as a dragon. Venomfang makes it clear to them that he doesn't want to fight, although if it did come to that, he's sure that he would win. However, he'd be forced to lick his wounds afterward, which would leave him open to more serious threats. As such, he'd rather make the party a proposition. If your players are intrigued at this point, and why wouldn't they be, they'll stop and listen. Venomfang begins to move around his lair, going from perch to perch and looking out over the walls and through the windows, making sure that the coast is clear and looking very paranoid. Once he gives a proper show of this, he returns to the party and begins to whisper. He speaks of his half-sister, whose spies are always present and nearby. The spiders outside, for example, were some of her minions. His sister, you see, had driven him out of his lair and taken his hoard many years ago. That's how he found himself in Thundertree, he says. He would gladly leave Thundertree behind if a party of intrepid adventurers, such as yourselves, he says, would go and drive her out or kill her. There is, of course, no sister, and this is all a ruse. He's trying to gather the players in close to him and gain their trust. If the players still don't trust the dragon, which is a very real possibility here, he's perfectly willing to throw Rydolf the druid underneath the bus. He says that he has an arrangement with the druid. Venomfang keeps the forest clear of his made-up half-sister's minions, and the druid sends him food in the form of foolhardy adventurers. The stupid ones get eaten, and the smart ones, like yourself, he says, help him to regain his previous home. If the party seems willing to go along with this, Venomfang offers to mark the location of his sister's lair on the party's map. They just have to come closer. Closer? Yes, closer. Right in front of his maw, where his breath weapon can encompass all of them. So, you don't think your players will fall for this? Well, neither did I. Well, only one of my players actually escaped the breath weapon. This is something that you gotta be careful with, and you might even have to fudge some die rolls because this can be a real instant TPK, especially at the lower levels where players might actually encounter Venomfang, levels 3 and maybe 4. And if a fight does break out, Venomfang fights smart. Go ahead and use all of his tactics to the best of your abilities. Go for the healers first, then the casters, and then start wailing on the remaining party members. Remember to recharge his breath weapon, or at least roll for it, every turn. Use the terrain to your advantage. Have Venomfang get up to high perches out of melee range, and even push over some pillars or collapse a staircase or the rest of the roof and bring it crashing down on the party members. Fight dirty. Remember, this is not an encounter that the players are meant to win. It's designed as a lesson to teach them that it is okay to run away when faced with a greater adversary. So send them scurrying away with their tails between their legs. All that said, don't aim for a TPK. Killing your players this way is really easy. In a pinch, go ahead and have Rydoth come in for the rescue. If you followed some of my previous videos about Thundertree, then Rydoth is a certified badass with an army of blights at his disposal. Have him come in, throw the blights at the dragon to distract them, and then pull the players to safety. Because you've already established that Rydoth can do this sort of thing, it's not going to be seen as a Deus Ex Machina. So go ahead and use that if you see fit. If your party does live to fight another day, you can be sure that they're going to remember this combat encounter with Venomfang for a long time to come. Outside of the encounter with Venomfang and Thundertree, there are other changes that you can make to integrate him further into the overall narrative of Lost Mine of Phandelver. One of the best that I've seen is that Venomfang is the overall mastermind to all the goings-on in the Triboar Trail region. He's pulling the strings of all of the factions, the Cragmaws, the Redbrands, even the Black Spider himself, all to meet his own goals. That being the acquisition of the treasure inside of the Wave Echo Cave. With Venomfang as the mastermind, it's doubly important that your players don't actually kill him in combat. You gotta have him run away so that he can show up later. It's only when the players get through Wave Echo Cave and become strong enough that they discover that the dragon is behind the whole thing. At that point, then they can set out and seek to stop his scheming once and for all. This change takes what is a secondary and disconnected villain and ties him into the rest of the module so that everything is pretty much a nice, neat, self-contained ball, and narratively, that's what I like. I like when everything connects together and there's really no loose ends hanging off. Now don't leave yet, I'm not finished. If you've already run the Venomfang encounter, go ahead and tell us about it down below. I want to hear all the details. And if you think that we deserve it, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button so that we see you back here in the future. Heck, let us know what kind of videos that you want to see. Okay, now I'm done.